products for Pentecostal Power has some wonderful solutions for pastors as well. In fact, we'll let him explain. Here's Pastor Regan.
Thank you, Brother Lynch. I'm excited about the new line of products you're offering. There are a number of situations I've tried repeatedly to deal with, but to no avail. Now, however, I have hope of correcting major problems within the church I pastor. To begin with, I've tried for a long time now to get people to stop chewing gum in the sanctuary. Now, thanks to Gum Out, we have no problem. Our ushers simply stand at the door, sprinkle a few drops of gum out on the people, and their chewing gum simply disappears. If we could only come up with a product like Drink Out, I'd really be happy. Every church has its share of nosy people. They just can't keep their noses out of other people's business. Well, little noses reduces that problem to minuscule proportions. What Pentecostal service has not been disturbed by the constant running in and out to the bathroom? Well, our church no longer has to deal with that. Thanks to Leak Stopper, our services are no longer interrupted by this nuisance. It's hard to build unity in a church in which people try to keep each other at arm's length. Have you ever tried to greet a brother or a sister only to have them stiff-arm you? Never again, thanks to Huggies. Because of Huggies, our church has gone from cold handshakes to warm bear hugs. There was a time in which our church seemed plagued with interpersonal relationship problems. Constant bickering and fussing was keeping me hopping all the time. We put a stop to that with resolve. Now, whenever a fight begins, I simply spray both parties and all their problems are over. Sadly, apostolics are often known as being overly touchy about things. It used to be hard to get through a week without someone getting their feelings hurt over something that was said or done. Now, however, since we have started using Sensitive with maximum strength sensitivity relief, our people never get offended. One of the most frustrating things a pastor can encounter is the lack of commitment. After years of trying to get people to commit themselves to the various facets of the church, or even being faithful in their tithes and offerings, I don't worry about it anymore. You've heard about Paul sending out handkerchiefs. You've seen other churches distribute prayer cloths. We've solved our lack of commitment problems with new pledge wipes. One quick wipe across the brow, and our people have no problem making and keeping their pledge to faithfulness. There's no question that the altar service is a highly important part of Pentecostal worship. It's often hindered, however, when some poor soul kneels to pray, only to have his shirt rise up and his pants slip down. The way we've begun to say no to crack is through our all-new seat covers. No more having to disturb someone who's praying by asking them to butt out. Simply pull out a convenient seat cover and the problem is taken care of. Last, but certainly not least, we come to one of the most disgusting detriments a church can experience. No one enjoys sitting in their pews and suddenly getting a whiff of something that turns their pew into a pew. You know, when the wind starts blowing again and you're suddenly compelled to give a wave offering? The answer? SuperTech gas treatment. The name speaks for itself.
The wind is blowing again.
Now, back to you, Brother Lynch.
All of these products are wonderful. However, they deal with the more carnal side of Christian service. Now we turn our attention to the more spiritual side of bringing about revival. In order to experience revival, the lukewarm saints need to be restored and renewed. To help accomplish this, we introduce Renew. No more fire and brimstone sermons, no more lengthy altar services. Now, with just a few simple drops of Renew, you can help your church members restore the zeal and passion that they once had. Renew. Try it today. The key to bringing about revival in a church is simply prayer. James 4:2 tells us, "Ye have not, because ye ask not." Ask. Jesus even tells us, "Ask, and you shall receive." Are you feeling down, depressed, distressed? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you sad, on your last leg? Consider the following.
Honey, what is wrong?
I lost my job.
What? You mean you got fired?
Yes.
What are we going to do? How are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to get groceries?
You need joy?
You know, I really didn't like that job anyway.
And just think of it this way. You don't owe nearly as much in taxes this year.
And I can spend more time with you and the baby.
We've got the joy.